Dear students, very good morning to all of you. So up to now we have discussed the basic concepts of solar energy and different solar thermal collectors. Already we know that solar thermal collector is one which will convert solar energy into heat energy or thermal energy. Okay, different types of solar thermal collectors we have seen, like non-concentrated collectors or flat plate collectors, concentrated collectors. Again in concentrated collectors we have non-focused collectors and focused collectors. So again in focused collectors we will have line focused and point focused collectors. All these things we have discussed. And also we have discussed solar pond, which is used to store thermal energy to generate electrical energy. Okay, from the thermal energy stored in the solar pond, we will generate a steam. From that steam, by processing that steam through the so blades of the turbine will get mechanical energy. Since the turbine and generator are intercoupled, automatically generator will produce the electrical energy. Likewise, solar pond electrical power generation we have seen. Solar power electrical power generation we have seen. Okay. So in this particular unit, we will discuss wind power generation. Wind power generation we will discuss in this particular unit. Okay. So coming to the basics of wind power generation. So wind energy is the kinetic energy associated with large masses of air. Huge amount of air moves from one place to another place. Okay, I am saying wind energy is the kinetic energy associated with the large masses of air. That you can see there. Okay, kinetic energy is the so wind energy is the kinetic energy associated with movement of large masses of air. Okay. Here, as already we have discussed, solar energy is the mother of all types of energies. Okay. So because many energies depends on solar energy. Okay. Without solar energy, many natural energies are not available. Here, wind energy also generated because of the solar energy only. So around 1%. Around 1% of solar energy is converted into the wind energy. 1% of solar energy converted into the wind energy that you can observe here. So how this wind energy is produced? Okay, because of the uneven heating on the earth. Okay, so this wind energy is generating. For example, so on the earth we will have different areas. Rock areas are there. Okay, water areas will be there, some mud areas will be there, like that different areas will be there. Already know that rock areas will absorb heat very fastly and releases the heat very fastly. Whereas water areas slowly accumulate the temperature and releasing the temperature also very slow. Like this, okay, different areas on the earth will absorb and releases the temperature in different ways. So there is uneven heating on the earth. Because of this uneven heating, okay, there is a temperature difference. Very, very important point will be because of the temperature difference between different places, pressure will be created. And the movement of wind will be there from cool area to the high temperature area. Because of this high pressure. Because of the high pressure created in the cool area, cool air will flow from low temperature area to the high temperature area. Okay, this will be the movement of the wind, the kinetic energy associated with that wind you can call as a so wind energy you can call as a wind energy. This so wind energy is available throughout 24 hours. Okay, already we have seen that solar energy is available only in the sunshine hours. Morning 6 a.m. to evening 6 p.m. only solar energy will be available. Okay, around 12 hours only solar energy is available. Okay, whereas wind energy will be available throughout 24 hours. It will be available. Okay, so but the problem with the wind energy will be its availability is uncertain. Sometimes its magnitude is more, sometimes its magnitude will be less, which will be purely based upon the temperature difference between. If there is a high temperature difference high pressure will be created, the wind also blows with a very high speed. Okay, so based on the temperature difference, the wind strength of the wind, you can say that speed and strength of the wind will be continuously varies, uncertain. Okay, so that is the main drawback. But its availability is uncertain. That is the meaning. The magnitude of wind is continuously varying. Sometimes it will blow with a high speed, sometimes it will blow with a low speeds. Okay, uncertainly it is available, but okay, the generators which are available to generate electrical energy can work satisfactorily with a constant speed only. Okay, so if the wind blow with a different magnitudes, the speed also changes. Okay, so we have to design a separate generator to generate electrical energy with the wind generator. Even okay, the input speed is changing continuously, but the generator has to run at a constant speed in such a way. With the help of a power alternating devices, we have to design a particular generator. Design a generator, even the wind speeds are different, it has to rotate at a constant speed in such a way. With the help of power alternating device, we design a separate generator for the generation of wind power. Okay, so the wind energy is a clean energy, it is a cheap energy, and eco-friendly renewable energy source. Eco-friendly renewable energy source. What is mean by clean energy? What is mean by clean energy? Okay, it doesn't produce any pollution. Okay, into the atmosphere. So it is a clean energy. Okay, no smoke is released into the atmosphere. It's a clean energy. Okay. The second one will be cheap. Electrical energy is very cheap because wind energy, the fuel cost of wind energy will be zero. It is naturally available. Wherever wind is available, there only will construct, the fuel cost will be zero. Whereas if you go for a thermal power plant, you have to buy the coal. If it is a gas power plant, gas you have to buy. Oil-based power plants are there, oil you have to buy. Like that, some fuel cost is there, but here, zero fuel cost. Wherever wind is available, there only will construct. So, as the fuel, there is no fuel cost, the electrical energy generated by wind power plants will be cheap. Wind power plants will be cheap, that we can say. Next, eco-friendly, or you can say environment-friendly. Yes, it is not producing any smoke into the atmosphere. You can say that it is an eco-friendly or environmentally friendly generation of electrical energy with the help of a wind power plants. Wind power plants, that you can say that. Okay, wind energy is harnessed or tapped. You can say that wind energy is harnessed or tapped as mechanical energy with the help of wind turbines. Okay, already know that a turbine is a device which will convert kinetic energy of some resource into mechanical energy. Kinetic energy of some resource, it will extract, turbine will extract kinetic energy and produces from a resource, it will produce the mechanical energy. First, the kinetic energy of wind is converted to the mechanical energy with the help of a turbine. Later, so it will be linked up with a double effect induction generator. So here a specially made generator that is called as a double effect induction generator. Double effect induction generator is mainly used to generate the electrical energy. Okay. So here wind turbine will produce the mechanical energy, which is coupled to specially designed double effect induction generator. So the main advantage of this double effect induction generator will be 10% of speed variation will be allowed. 10% of speed variation will be allowed. Okay, and double effect induction generator, you can say that. So the generator used to generate electrical energy, from the wind is also called as a aerogenerator. The generator which is used to generate electrical energy from the wind, you can call as a aerogenerator. Aerogenerator you can call. What will be the speed? What will be the speed to generate electrical energy? How much speed must be there to construct in a particular power plant? If I want to construct a wind power generation, a wind power plant, what may be the required speed of the wind? Very right. The speed must be in between 5 meters per second to 25 meters per second. So what will happen if the speed is less than 5 meters per second? What will happen if the speed is less than 5 meters per second? If the speed is less than 5 meters per second, required amount of power may not be generated. If the speed is more than 25 meters per second, there will be shake in the blades. Of a wind turbine. Always, the speed must be 5 meter per second to 25 meter per second. 5 meter per second to 25 meter per second. For most of the, which will be considered as the favorable for most wind turbines. It will be considered for as favorable for most wind turbines. Okay. It was one of the first energy resource. Already know that. Okay. Wind energy is the one of the first energy resource to be used by mankind. To be used by mankind. Okay. To be used by mankind. Most of modern industrial, large scale wind energy systems have built after 1973. So already we have seen that. Okay. So in the year 1970, there is a big oil crisis. Okay. So as there is a oil crisis in the year 1973, all the researchers think in a direction. What are the other resources available to generate electrical energy? Okay. In that process, wind energy also, the importance of wind energy also come into the picture. Even it is available and naturally available before 1973, because in the year 1973 is oil crisis. So after then only the importance of wind energy comes into the picture. Okay. As the researchers are thinking, is there any other resources are available to generate electrical energy? In that process, okay. So in that process, the importance of wind energy come into the picture. Using the modern engineering designs. Okay, so modern engines, so many modern engine designs are coming to the picture, and you will have some modern materials. Nowadays, some composite materials, combination of different materials are used to increase the strength, the mechanical strength of the particular material. Okay, so modern engineering designs by using materials. And incorporating very important microelectronic monitoring. Okay, so by adding microelectronics and monitoring and controlling microelectronics, presently wind generation occupies 1% of total world's electrical power generation. Okay, out of 100% of world's electrical generation, 1% will be generated by wind energy systems. Okay. So because of the region, okay, nowadays modern engineering designs are available, materials are available, and microelectronic monitoring and controlling is available. Presently, wind generation occupies 1% of total world's electrical power generation. Like that you can see. Next, coming to what is global winds and what is local winds. What is global winds and what is local winds. Okay. So if you are discussing winds with respect to total Earth, those you can call as a global winds or planetary winds. If you are discussing winds with respect to the total globe, you can say those winds are global or planetary winds. Those winds are called as a global or planetary winds. Okay, if you are discussing, on the Earth in a particular location, if you are discussing about the winds, that you can call as a localized winds or simply you can call as a local winds. Localized winds are simply you can call as a local winds. Okay. If you are discussing winds with respect to total Earth, you can call as a global winds or planetary winds. If you are discussing with respect to small area on the Earth, those are called as a localized or simply local winds. Simply you can call as a local winds. Okay, like that you can have. Like that you can have global winds and local winds. Okay. So Darwin winds may be. Okay, traced basically uneven heating. Okay, already we have discussed that. On the Earth, you will have a different place are there. On that, you will have different places are there. Different places will observe the heat in different ways. Okay, rock area will observe the heat in one way. Water area will observe the heat in another way. Okay, likewise, different places will be heated up to different temperatures because of these uneven temperatures on the Earth. Okay, so you will have a pressure will be created, and okay, the wind will blow from low temperature area, cool area to the high temperature area. Okay, so or hot area. Okay, the wind will blows. Okay, So coming to, so you will have coming to two major forces determine the speed and direction of wind on a global basis. Speed and direction of wind on a global basis. Speed and direction of wind on a global basis. Okay. So let us consider this figure. Okay. So in this figure I am going to discuss about global winds. So what is meant by global winds? Okay, already I have discussed that. Okay. So global winds are nothing but which we will discuss with respect to total earth or globe. Okay. These regions, north region and south region is called as polar regions. North polar region and south polar region, you can say. North polar region, and this will be called as a south polar region. You will have north polar region and you will have south polar region. Okay. And the exactly center point you can call as equator line. This you can call as a equator line. This we can call as a equator line. Okay. Here the very important thing will be. So the temperature will be continuously accumulated in the equator region. As it is at the center, continuously the temperature will be accumulated, and always the temperature of the equator line will be high. Equator line, or you can say the area surrounding equator line, you can call it equator plane. Okay. So in the equator plane or the equator line, the temperature will be continuously accumulated. All of you know that. Continuously accumulated. Okay. You can say that this is a high temperature area. Equator area you can call it a high temperature area. Whereas, in the northern region and southern polar region. So the earth is continuously rotating, already you know that. It is rotating about its own axis and it is spinning about the sun also. The earth is rotating about its own axis and rotating about the sun also. While it is rotating, it will continuously lose its temperature. Here it is continuously accumulating the temperature. So you will have high temperature at the equator line, and the polar regions, as it is spinning continuously, the temperature will be loses. Okay, so finally I can say that the northern and southern polar regions, I can say that southern polar regions, I can say that low temperature areas. Whereas in the equator line, continuously the temperature is accumulated. So this equator line I can call as a high temperature region. Because of this temperature difference between equator line and polar regions, I can say that. Okay. So always already know that from low temperature area to high temperature area, wind will blow. So from there, it is a north pole and south pole temperatures are less when comparing with the equator line. Always the wind blows from polar regions towards the equator line. So from the south, you will have wind blows towards the equator line, and from the north region also wind blows towards the equator line. But if you can observe here, so the direction of wind will be like this. It is not in a straight line. It was so oriented somewhat towards the west side. You can see that it is oriented towards west side, because this orientation is because it is continuously spinning. So a Coriolis force that can be called as a Coriolis force will be applied on the wind. Because of spinning of the earth. The Coriolis force, you can say that. So here what is happening? From the northern and southern area, cool air will come and replaces the hot air at the equator line, which is called as Hadley circulation. You can see here Hadley circulation. The cool air from polar regions, polar regions blows, the cool air from polar regions blows towards the equator line, and replaces the hot air in the equator line. It can be called as a Hadley circulation. Okay, so like this, okay, global winds will flow from polar regions to the equator region, and there is a slight deviation towards the west, because of the region. So as continuously the earth is spinning, the wind will, okay, the direction of wind is towards west slightly, inclined towards the west slightly. This is about the global winds. Because of the uneven temperatures between polar regions and equator region, we will have global winds. Next, coming to local winds. Okay, so now localized uneven heating is responsible for local winds. Localized uneven heating is responsible for local winds. Okay, so on the earth, before global winds we have seen with respect to total globe, whereas on the globe or on the earth at a particular area, if I would like to discuss about winds, those are called as a local winds. Okay, so how these local winds will be created? Okay, the reason of local winds also so the same uneven heating of different places on the earth is the reason for uneven heating of the earth on the different places. Okay, is the reason for wind generation or local wind generation. Okay, so how there is uneven heating? On the earth, we will have different places are there. Like some rock area is there. Okay, some water area will be there. Already you know that rock area will absorb heat and heat it up very fastly. And the same way, rock area will lose the heat very fastly. It absorbs very fastly and heat it up, and also it will lose the heat very fastly. That is the first point. And coming to the second point, water area is there. Slowly, gradually it will absorb the temperature and releasing the temperature also. Slowly and gradually it will release. Okay, the very important point will be in the morning time whenever sun is available. The temperature of rock area increases. In the morning time. Okay. As well, some water area is there. Okay. So water area temperature will be increases, but slowly, very slowly. Gradually temperature will be increased. Because of this reason, in the morning time. So this you can call as water is called as a low temperature area. Water area is called as low temperature area, whereas rock area is called as a high temperature area. Okay, this is all in the morning we are saying. Okay, so in the morning time, as the water area is having low temperature, the wind blows from water area to the rock area. Okay, always what we are saying. Okay, wind will blow from low temperature area to the high temperature area. Cool air from low temperature area blows to and replaces the hot air in the high temperature area, which is a Hadley circulation we have seen already. Okay, so in the morning session, from water area to the rock area, wind will blow. Okay, coming to the night. Okay, already know that. Okay, so in rock area releases temperature very fastly it will be called as a low temperature area then. It will be called as the night low temperature area. And whereas water area releases temperature slowly. Releases temperature slowly. So this can be called as a high temperature area. This can be called as a high temperature area. In the night, okay, the same rocks will be called as rock area can be called as a low temperature area, and water area can be called as high temperature. Now in the reverse way, from low temperature area to the high temperature area, wind will blows. Okay, so I can conclude this. Okay, in the morning. Okay, so what will happen in the morning? So wind will blow from water area to the rock area. Because in the morning rock area will be having high temperature and water area will be having low temperature. Always cool air from low temperature will blow towards and replaces the hot air in the rock area. Okay, so in the morning simply you can say that the direction of wind will be from water area to the rock area. Whereas coming to the night. Okay, so rock area very quickly it will lose its temperature. Whereas again, so water area slowly it will lose temperature. So you can say that in the night the water area will have high temperature when comparing with the rock area. Okay, so now in the reverse direction the wind blows from rock area to the water area. This will be one region. This will be one region for the differential heating. Okay, so next the second mechanism is local winds is differential heating of slopes on the hillsides and that of low sides. Hillsides and that of low lands. Okay, so you will have on the earth height areas and you will have a low areas, like a hillside is there and low lands. Okay, so let us say 3 or 4 kilometer hill is there. That is called as a hillside. The top of hill is can call a hillside and the ground of that hill you can call as a lowland. Okay, so already you know that as the hill is at a height, high temperatures will be accumulated on the hill. Whereas on the lowland there will be low temperatures. There will be low temperatures on the lowland. Already you know that. There is low temperatures on the lowland. On the top of the hill you will have a high temperatures. On the lowland you will have a low temperature. In the morning you can observe. In the morning you will have on the hillside high temperatures you will have. On the hillside you will have high temperatures. Whereas on the lowland you will have low temperature in the morning. So in the morning session, the direction of wind will be from lowland to the hillside. As the temperature of lowland is low in the morning session. Okay. Whereas coming to the night. Okay. So hillside you will have. Hillside will lose the temperature very fastly, and whereas lowlands, so you will have low temperature in the night, and lowland slowly releases the temperature such that lowland will have high temperature. Now, so in the night the direction of wind will be from hillside to the lowland. Lowland, like that wind direction will be changes. In the local winds. Thank you very much. We will discuss in the next class.